My ex does not want to talk to me after the no contact period. What do I do? Okay, so first, take a breath. It's okay. It's not the end of the world. And just because your ex does not want to talk to you right now does not mean they won't be open to it in the future. And I know you might say to me, yeah, but so much time has passed and I'm losing them. And the no contact was supposed to work and it's not working. It was the wrong recommendation. Keep in mind, strategy is not only about timing, but it's also about approach. And sometimes sitting back and allowing things to unfold organically is the best approach. And that is the hardest approach for most people because it means there's a lack of control in the situation, or at least that's how you perceive it. And I would like to challenge your mindset. I would like to challenge your perception of that. You're choosing to sit back and allow time to pass a little bit more, or to not freak out and start to incessantly text this person or call this person or email this person is control. It's a choice. You are choosing to remain in control of the situation. You are choosing to refrain from communicating with this person at this time. And I know it's hard. And I know that you had hopes and aspirations that after the no contact period, that person would be more willing to have a discussion with you. But again, we also have to take a look at the different factors and the different variables. How long were you in a no contact period for? What were the reasons for the breakup? Is that person somebody who is incredibly stubborn and has a huge ego and sticks to their decisions no matter what? All of these different factors play a role in how we approach the situation. So there are a few things that you can do, but before we do that, I wanted to take a moment and welcome you. If this is your first time visiting the channel, welcome. Make sure you hit the like and subscribe button. And if you've already been part of the community for some time, welcome back. If you don't know who I am, my name is Danny, and I'm one of the head coaches here at the With My Ex Again project. And I help individuals such as yourselves achieve your goals, whether it be in your personal life or your romantic life. Whatever it is that you are looking for, I am here to support you through that process. And the reason for why I am making this video and all the videos that I have made is to provide you with some resources, some tools that you feel that you can utilize in this moment to become unstuck, to not feel so hopeless or sad. So with all that being said, I want to jump into a few things that you can do right now, right? And the first one is stop and breathe. I feel like so often we forget to breathe, especially when we are stressed or we are anxious. It's almost like this physiological autonomic response to conserve oxygen to our primary organs for survival purposes. So remembering to take a moment to pause and breathe helps to eliminate some of that anxiety, some of that stress, some of that tension. When we allow our emotions to get the best of us, we have a tendency of making irrational decisions. Not hearing back from our ex can trigger these same feelings we had when they left us. It's rejection. So the beauty of a no contact period is that it's meant for you to regain some strength, to fortify your mind, and therefore you have more control over your emotions, right? It's something that I call emotional regulation, and something that's pretty commonly known in the life and relationship world. So, emotional regulation is not only important if we are trying to reattract somebody, but it's also important for ourselves, our own mental well being, our own emotional well being, our own physical well being. If you can regulate your emotions, which an excellent tool for that is breath work and meditation, you are able to change your mindset and your perspective on the situation, which in turn reduces the level of anxiety that you are experiencing in this moment. The second thing here is to recognize that it's not over. This does not mean that it's over forever. It just means that the time is not right or you did not use the right approach. The initial outreach should be curated. If you feel you did not send the right message, then I would recommend booking a one on one coaching session, right? Working with one of us to help you to strategically plan how you are going to open up the lines of communication. Because at the end of the day, whatever you say, however you communicate it, whatever you do, there's going to be a level of self doubt. Now, how loud that voice is depends on the work that you do during that no contact period. But at the end of the day, reaching out should not be the end of the world. Reaching out should not mean that if you do not get a response that you made a mistake. It just means that that person needs time to process and is not necessarily ready to open up the lines of communication, and that is okay. Disclaimer, if you have been stalking, obsessing, or harassing your ex, this doesn't apply to you. And what I mean by that is, if you do not have the capability of taking a step back and really processing the situation objectively, and you are constantly texting them and calling them and emailing them, and they've blocked you, and they've even gone as far as to file for a restraining order, because that has absolutely happened with some clients that I've worked with, it's time to walk away. It is time to let go of the situation, because this is not healthy for you and it is not healthy for them. There is a reason for why you have become so dependent on this person, and it is so important that you work through those issues. I so often recommend going to therapy and working through any kind of internal or any kind of traumas that you may have experienced in your life. Anything that you have going on that you feel like you just need to work through, I always recommend therapy. Obviously, coaching is always a great way as well, but there are some things that go beyond what we as coaches have the capability of walking you through. The third thing is be thoughtful. When you send a message, it should have a solid intention and be curated to elicit a response. If you send a generic, "Hey, what's up?" that isn't going to entice your ex to reach out. So let's be smart about the message. Now, in some cases, I have absolutely recommended sending a very short, concise message, something along the lines of, "Hey, I was thinking about you today. Hope you're doing well. Just wanted to check in," right? A little bit better than, "Hey, what's up?" but still pretty generic. And the reason why is because sometimes we just need to do a temperature check, gauge where they are at emotionally, whether they're willing to reciprocate, to respond, to invest any energy into the conversation, because then that gives you an indication of where you can go with it. That helps you to navigate the conversation. But those are very specific situations. And that's why, for me, I think it is always useful and helpful to book a one on one coaching session. So if you feel like you need more support, if you feel like your situation is very specific and these recommendations, you've applied them or you are going to try to apply them and need a little bit of guidance, I will leave a link in the description box down below so that you can book a session and we can start to work together and strategize how to move forward. But again, keep in mind, if they do not want to speak to you after a no contact period, it does not mean that it's the end of the world. It does not mean that it's the end of the road. It is very possible that things just are not aligned in this moment. So be a little bit more patient and we will figure out how to open up the lines of communication and elicit a response from your ex if it is the right thing to do. If it is not going to affect you or impact your emotions or your mental state negatively. If you've been through this process before, if you've had this experience, if you have general questions or want to recommend anything, leave a comment in the comment section down below. I read as many of them as I possibly can, and I try to answer as many as I can as well. Again, my name is Danny. I hope you're staying happy and healthy, and I will see you guys in the next video.